Shalom. Once again, giving all of the praises and the glory to the Most High and the Son, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua Ba'ashim Avakak Wadash, and double honors to the apostles of the great millstone that told me what I know today, and as well as giving you brothers out there the salutations you deserve for pushing this truth worldwide. And shalom to the Yakim Wagwaf Yam as well. That's on the side. Most importantly, taking heed through these lessons that we give unto you. And it's your brother Laban once again, coming at you with another video. And in this video, I'm going to be going over some news once again in regards to this bill, which this reads, the Senate Bill 686 gives World Economic Forum full control over America, gives citizens 20 years in prison for dissenting, right? So let's jump right into this. Klaus Schwab warned us last month that whosoever controls AI will control the world, and the Davos elites have wasted no time in setting the stage for their final takeover of society. Senator Bill 686, also known as the TikTok ban bill, gives Americans 20 years in prison for spreading disinformation. And what is disinformation, you ask? Disinformation is anything that the globalist elites say it is. This is the most dangerous bill since the Patriot Act stripped Americans of long-held rights and freedoms in the immediate aftermath of 9/11 watch. And that's all I'm going to read right here. You know, I just read what I needed to read, and it's to do with having you're going to be serving 20 years in prison if they pass this bill. And just like I read to you, that can mean any information. So if you're speaking against a particular narrative that they're projecting to the population, then you could be an individual that could be considered a dissident, or as you have it right here. This is from the World Economic Forum, right, on Twitter, and this is what was said. Someone posted this on Twitter. Could have been Klaus Schwab himself, possibly, but as you can see it, dissent from globalism is terrorism. So you can be considered a terrorist just by you speaking up against a particular thing of what, you know, or should I say against what they're saying to you. All right. And I want to read this, man. This is Isaiah 10 and verse 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. Because I thought last time we checked, this was supposed to be a democratic society. So it's looking more and more that we've always been under a communistic, state, pretty much under the guise of democracy. All right. And being that the World Economic Forum is now taking over the world, by storm. And, these people have always been in their positions, like Klaus Schwab has always been around. It's just that we've never known about the guy, years ago. Like, just because we haven't seen him, it doesn't necessarily mean he was never there. He was always in the back burner, among many that was in the back burner, doing whatever it is that they were doing, conspiring in secrecy, coming up with plans and ideas to, garner more power from the people and to make people's lives a living hell. It tells you that in the book of Psalms 64, that in secret they shoot at the poor. All right, they shoot at the perfect, which is representing the Israelites, which they're also known as the poor because we're under the curses, and we're at the bottom economically. We're under Esau's house, so to speak. And as well as I have to be honest in saying that you even have Israelites that look like Edomites. You have Israelites that look like Hamites. You have Israelites that are suffering under the behest of this devil. All right. And as well as in other nations too, and their own little way, they're suffering under this man. But for the most part, the Israelites are suffering more because we're at the bottom. And when you're at the bottom of any nation, whatever kind of madness that comes from these nations, you're going to get the brunt of it. Okay. Because you're the poor. You're the unfortunate one. So any kind of madness that they bring to you or that they project out there, you suffer the most out of everybody else. All right. So that's just the problem that we're dealing with right now. But yeah, this is what you call draconian measures or austerity measures, which the word austerity means to be austere, which means to be serious. And the reason for this is because they're losing the war on information. They're losing the war on their narrative. Like, you got a lot of people slowly but surely coming to the acceptance of how their government is evil and how there's sinister plans going about around them, and many other things that people are now finding out. All right. And this makes these people, and I'm talking about the Council of the Forward in this case, which happens to be the World Economic Forum, and as well as all of these different councils of these men. They're in a very diseased situation because their plans are not going smoothly like it used to. And people are talking. People have a lot to say on YouTube, all various social media outlets, and their voices are being heard. All right. And you have other people that are following other people based on what was being, shown. All right. The issues that are being displayed from these powers. And people are getting uncomfortable. When people get uncomfortable, people react and respond to their uncomfortability. All right. So now we live in a time period where people do not trust their government because their government made them uncomfortable by a particular thing. And that was the COVID vaccines. All right. So now people are really aware that their government cannot be trusted, and they're losing their grip. They're losing control. And this is what makes Esau anxious. All right. So, and speaking of being anxious, let's read the book of Job 5, right? Job 5 and verse 12. And he disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. And he taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the froward is carried headlong. And the term headlong just means just that, to be anxious, to panic. So they're in panic mode right now, which is the Hebrew word is mahar. Let me see something real quick. Yeah, okay, I'm correct. Yeah, mahar, I'm correct. Yeah, so it means to hasten, to be hurried, be anxious, precipitate, impetuous. To hasten, make haste, hasten, used as an adverb with another verb. To hasten, prepare quickly, to do quickly, bring quickly. Yeah, so it just means to be in the mode of panic. And this is what's going on. And this is why they're becoming more draconian. All right, which the term draconian goes into, passing harsh, severe laws, which goes back to the Greeks. All right. And the council of the froward, aka the council of the Edomites, the wicked, their plans are not going smoothly. They're not in control anymore. Like Esau, for the most part, thrives and is comfortable, which, he would be comfortable, or they would be comfortable as a collective, because they've been in control for so many years, for centuries. Everything's been going their way. And now they're witnessing the quite contrary. They're losing control. They're losing their grip. So this is why he's under the guise of Klaus Schwab, which, Klaus Schwab ain't no high guy. Like, there's someone else that's backing Klaus Schwab, and that's King Charles III. King Charles III is the guy that's basically directing this individual here, as I've always been saying, right? So the real high guy is, in this case, is King Charles III, behind the World Economic Forum. Okay, so this is why he said it himself on Twitter: dissent from globalism is terrorism, because they're losing their grip. And when these kind of folks lose their grip, like I said, they get angry, they get anxious. And see, when you're panicking, man, you just come out and say any old kind of nonsense because you yourself is uncomfortable. All right. And when you get uncomfortable, despite the fact that people are acting and speaking on things that they don't agree with, that's showing you that basically you're losing your power. And that's the real reason why they're going to become more draconian. They're going to show their true self. They're going to be expressive as the dragon, as it is written in the book of Revelations 12:12, that the devil shall come down having great wrath because he knoweth that he have but a short time. So that red dragon, which is symbolic of who they really are, a people of wrath, they're going to show that because they're losing their power, which is scary to them, and it's also frustrating. Every negative feeling that you can think about, they're experiencing this, okay? Because they're not getting their way like they used to anymore. So now we're going to read the book of Job 20 and verse 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits, and every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. So let's look up this word straits in the Hebrew. And the word is Yawatazar, if I'm correct, right? Yeah. Is Yatazar. Yatazar, which is to bind, be distressed, to be in distress, be cramped, be narrow, be scant, be in straits, make narrow cause distress, beseech, to suffer distress. So that's it right there. Yeah, to be vexed. So you're in a position of difficulty. And this is what they're feeling. They're feeling like they're in a position of difficulty because, again, they're not getting their way like they used to. Everything used to go easy for them. Whenever they wanted to initiate a plan with their techniques of deception, it would go through. People would take on the trends, and everything that would be thrown out that would come from them, so to speak, the people would take it on board. But now people are pushing back, and again, that's where the frustration kicks in. This is when the panicking is kicking in, and as well as the nervous too. All right, because it means that if there's a pushback of the population that's waking up, and this is why they passed the bill once again to ban what? This is just on TikTok. And let me tell you something about TikTok. TikTok can be quite addictive because what happens is they you make these little short videos and people speak on a couple of things that make sense, that are logical. You got disinformation on there, and as well as you got good information on there too. But a lot of people have been addicted to this TikTok because of the short videos, the short 15-20-second videos, right? And people nowadays have a short attention span as well as a gnat, and TikTok does that. TikTok makes these short videos, and plus time goes quick. People got things to do as well. So people ain't got time to be, watching a long, lengthy video as well. You got that. But as well as the younger people that's behind my generation, they're more into like short videos of anything. And, so there you have TikTok. TikTok comes in, and then people make these short videos. And through these short videos, people are growing in knowledge and being aware of what's really going on out here, because you have people that have brought out certain things and stuff like that. So this is now going to be banned because of that one thing, like I've just mentioned, because people are learning about the truth about their government. Okay. And this is why people are pushing back, and they don't want that. They can't afford to have that. So anyway, this is the book of Psalms 62 verse 5, and we're going to read let's see what we can start with. We'll start with Proverbs 10 and 28. The hope of the righteous shall be gladness, but the expectation of the wicked shall perish. When a wicked man dieth, his expectation, this is Proverbs 11 and 7, when a wicked man dieth, his expectation shall perish, and the hope of unjust men perisheth. So that's the end all be all. Like whatever is expected of the wicked due to their plans and their pseudo vision it's not going to come into fruition on their lap. All right, because what their plans are, it's not within righteousness. Okay, now can the expectations be in this case of the Lord willing it? Yes, but for the most part, it only but happens to be so long. All right, because Esau's been in the power seat, and a lot of things that came to pass in terms of their expectations. But when it comes to this great reset, what they newly call it, which is really nothing more than what they used to originally call it, the New World Order. This is their greatest enterprise. This is their greatest expectation. This is the greatest thing that they're looking out for, that they want to accomplish. That's the word right there. Got it right there. They want to accomplish this goal of formulating this new world system. But this is something that the Lord is going to take from them, because with that new world order system, what it means is that they can basically gather all the resources, and as well as it reads in the book of Habakkuk chapter 2, heap unto all nations unto themselves. Again, revisiting this idea of ruling over the people, like the king at the time, the Cushite king at the time. What was his name? Nimrod. Nimrod wanted to set the people in conjunction and going by a name. So this is something that Esau wants to do. But when you read the story of the Cushite king and what happened to that plan got dissembled. All right. So when it comes to an idea such as that, it never works out. Okay. If it didn't work out in the beginning, and as well as also I believe in Antiochus Epiphanes, he tried to do something like that too, and that didn't work. Because the thing with the Lord, the Most High, for one, all souls, and this is what Esau's trying to do. Esau's trying to take all souls onto himself, when in fact everything in the fullness thereof on the earth is the Lord's, and it will remain to be the Lord. All right. So that's the true expectation of this devil, is to get everything for himself, including people. Okay, because even people are a vessel. All right, that they can benefit from, that they can be enriched from. So that expectation is going to perish. Like the Lord allowed this man to forward his purposes and plans, but this one over here, this is going to perish. This ain't going to work. Okay. Hey, Job 20 and what is it? The 22nd chapter tells you that, man. So the 23rd chapter, let me read this. When he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. And he shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow still shall strike him through. So in other words, they're going to be destroyed. Okay? Right in the midst of when they're about to actually get this one world order in setting, they're going to be destroyed. They're going to lose their world, and everything that they once had is going to be gone. All right? That's where it's going to end up. So now, let's go back and read. Yeah, we've read that already. Yeah, that's it. So now let's go and get the book of Psalms. What is it? 34 and verse 21. Evil shall slay the wicked, and they that hate the righteous shall be desolate. The Lord Yahweh redeemeth the soul of his servants, and none of them that trust in him shall be desolate. So that's what's going to happen. The wrath that Esau is coming with alone is going to destroy him. Because remember, this is the devil that's going to be ruling with the sword in these last days, beginning during the time of Yahweh Shai, and even to these times. And that blessing is going to be to his curse. All right. That blessing is going to be to his curse.